Rumble, the video platform, just told the country of France to go bleep itself. So let's go to the statement from Rumble from late Tuesday afternoon from Twitter. Recently, the French government demanded that we remove certain Russian news sources from Rumble. As part of our mission to restore a free and open internet, we have committed not to move the goalposts on our content policies. Way to go, Rumble. Users with unpopular views are free to access our platform on the very same terms as millions of our other users. Accordingly, we have decided to disable access to Rumble for users in France while we challenge the legality of the government's demands. In other words, you want to cancel us? No, we are canceling you. The decision will not have a material effect on our business as France represents less than 1% of our entire users. The French people, however, will lose access to a wide range of Rumble content because of those government demands. We hope the French government reconsiders its decision and restores access. Way to go, Rumble. You're not going to get pushed around by France. At the same time, the CEO of Rumble Video, Chris Pavlovsky, I think that's how you say it, the French government has demanded that Rumble block Russian news sources like Elon Musk. We won't move our goalpost for any foreign government. Rumble will turn off France entirely. We will challenge the legality of this. And he's tweeting off of Musk's prior tweet back in March that Starlink, owned by Musk, will not block Russian news sources. And by the way, just as a backgrounder, Elon Musk is providing Starlink, no charge, to the Ukraine during the war. And in this tweet from March 5th, Musk is basically saying, hey, you don't like that we're basically providing Starlink for Russia and anybody else who wants to use it? Well, then fine, shoot down my satellite. Starlink has been told by some governments, not Ukraine, to block Russian news sources. We will not do so unless at gunpoint. Sorry to be a free speech abolitionist. And let's just take a quick pause. Elon Musk right now is the rave of the conservative side of the aisle, but any billionaire or any person, there's positive and negative. So I am not completely on the Elon Musk bandwagon right now. I like what he's doing, but there's definitely going to be some times when he's going to disappoint you. So be moderate in your expectation of Musk's actions in the future. Understand what we're battling against here. Basically, we're having a global war of what is allowed to be said on the internet. And Glenn Greenwald follows up Chris Pavlovsky's tweet with a very precise response. If Rumble obeyed France's censorship order, like big tech firms often do, it'd mean Americans could only access voices and views which foreign governments permitted to be aired. In other words, if France was successful in taking down Russian news sources from the France Rumble, they'd be successful in taking it down from all of Rumble, correct? So basically, France wants their censorship views applied to the entire web or to the entire Rumble website. It's just not in France. How is Rumble going to take down France news stories just in France? I mean, I'm pretty sure. I'm just a real estate broker. What do I know? But I'm pretty sure that's not possible. And it certainly wouldn't be possible to do it in every single country, right? So Greenwald follows up. Thankfully, Rumble told France to bleep it. Hey, I'm trying to keep it a family program. You can read it. And following up the comment about the fact that we're in like this global war of what can be on the internet, let's go to Reclaim the Net for a little background here. Last month, France's President Macron acknowledged the difficulties in blocking RT and Sputnik from the country. Citizens had other ways to access the content. Oh, you know how your government makes up a rule, people will find a way around it. VPN, anyone in France, can they spell VPN? Even I can spell VPN. We're using the informational weapon. And Russia, Macron admits that it's like you're using information as a weapon. And Russia was doing it even before spreading propaganda on social networks. Through propaganda channels, we have cut off they've been cut off from our soil, but continue to find channels to broadcast. Like Rumble. Rumble describes itself as a high-growth, neutral video platform of independent structure, immune to cancel culture. Of course, they just canceled France. When I was in school, I always learned that to live in a civil society, to live in a democratic society, to live in a republic, you had to tolerate people that you did not agree with. In fact, you might think they're totally Fruit Loops. No offense to Fruit Loops. Who doesn't like a good bowl of Fruit Loops? But you tolerate them because that also grants you the ability to say things that they might think are crazy, right? This was very well put in the Daily Wire's coverage of this story. Free speech purists object to censoring news and information simply because it's deemed propaganda by fill in the blank. Anybody really, in this case, Western nations. In addition to the slippery slope argument, in other words, if you ban Charlie's speech because you don't like what he has to say, then everybody is at risk. They advocate, and this is really something that I double down on, countering what some see as objectionable perspectives with more speech. If you don't like what someone had to say in the marketplace of ideas, defeat it with logic and more speech. Not by trying to curtail that person's speech. When you try to curtail that person's speech, then guess what happens? More people become interested in what that person is saying that you're trying to ban. It's the Streisand effect. You actually draw more attention to the person that you're trying to ban rather than just trying to beat them with better ideas. Just yesterday, Jonathan Turley also highlighted, you should be reading his blog if you're not already, the same problem that Elon Musk is having with Twitter, in the fact that Hillary Clinton, Elizabeth Warren, and the evil witch Jacinda from New Zealand basically want to create, and I think I made a video about Jacinda's speech at the UN not that long ago, basically want to use the European Union to impose restrictions on free speech because they can't do it through the United States because we have this thing called the First Amendment. The EU has responded aggressively to warn Musk not to allow greater free speech or face crippling fines and even potential criminal enforcement. After years of using censorship by surrogates, which we also made a video about the other day, and social media companies, Democrat Party leaders seem to have rediscovered the good old-fashioned state censorship. Elizabeth Warren said there's going to be rules to block such changes. And also Jacinda was also mentioned, and she made a rather large speech before the UN about this particular topic just a short time ago. So it's on. The war is on about what you're allowed to say on the internet. You know what I did this morning? I had a video, a 1-minute video that was removed from YouTube, and I made it in February of this year. And just today, I just got around to it because I was looking at my analytics, and I filed an appeal because what I said in February about the virus and the vaccine, well, let's just say that positions have evolved, and I was probably right about what I said in February, right? You just got to wait 6 months for the wacky conspiracy theory to be true. And hopefully I'll get my video back. And thank you for watching and subscribing. I'm John F. Gately. You can call me Jack, from beautiful Plymouth, America's hometown, Massachusetts. Have a great day.